Yes.
Okay.
Do I have to pick a race?
Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Surge.
I'll pick Protoss. Just in case it doesn't work, I'll just cream some of these people. Out micro though.
Come on. There we go. Got it. So only one match here starting at the beginning. Destiny versus Minigun is going to be our first match. Tanks and a medevac. And Minigun picked Terran, or did he pick random? And look at that micro. Look at that tank micro. Keeps lifting those up. He needs to actually focus down that medevac to stop that from happening. And look at that. Minigun does not lose a single tank. Destiny is just walked over.
That was beastly micro. Both those tanks had like one shot left.
We are going to have StrifeCro versus Minigun in our next match here. The Marauders trying to absorb the shots from the Banelings, but the Banelings running right past. They do get some nice shots off. These two Marines have to finish the rest of this, but it's not enough. Looks like StrifeCro is going to take the win. I don't know how to cast micro tournaments.
It's all play-by-play.
Yep, apparently. So we'll start over here on the left side. EGAxslav right now versus StrifeCro, since we did see the opposing matchup last time.
I guess we gotta announce what unit compositions are given.
It's too
We
complicated.
have
There's not enough
Zealots
time.
and Sentries versus Lings, Banelings, and one Infestor. On the other side, we have Immortals from Destiny versus a Standard Bio Army from Minigun.
Looks like the bio is just going away. The medevac's healing up the units, and it looks like Minigun will probably have enough to take that. The Infestor, the only thing. Oh, the Infestor throwing down the Infested Terran. Oh, and it's actually going to be close. The Infested Terran wins the game. So we did see Minigun win on the right side. He is going to be going against StrifeCro on the left side here. Banelings, Lings, and Mutas right now versus Marauders, Marines, and medevacs. Standard bio. So what he needs to do here is pick off as much as he can, use the Banelings on the Marines, and he's actually doing a wonderful job of that. The Banelings go up towards the top, and the Lings just cleaning up the Marauders completely out of the battle.
There is nothing now to fight the Mutas. It's going to be GG for Minigun. Nice job, StrifeCro. Very, very nice targeting with those Banelings.
StrifeCro wins the round. Right now the point, StrifeCro is in first, Minigun in second. Minigun did pick Terran as his race, while StrifeCro is Zerg. So on the left side here, EGAxslav versus StrifeCro again. For some reason it's not even mixing them up, but you can even see the score above. Too bad there's no way to zoom out further. Here we go. Standard bio.
Missiles. Oh,
He detonated all.
Banelings.
He detonated all of the Banelings manually. That is not how you want to play Zerg. So this time we are going to have EGAxslav up against Minigun. Destiny apparently consistently losing versus Minigun on the right side. We'll watch that one next.
That was a sick use of Seeker Missile.
Oh man. And here we go. It looks like the tank's getting targeted down from Minigun. Minigun, oh, lifting his tank up the last second there, and he survives with a lot more units. Just excellent micro there. So let's see if they actually randomizing start locations. They better do that. StrifeCro versus Minigun. Now let's look at Destiny because we haven't seen much of him. Destiny versus EGAxslav over here on the left side. Protoss versus Terran, Standard Bio, Tank, Hellion, and a medevac versus the Immortals, Zealots, Stalkers, and Sentries. Destiny in complete retreat, trying to figure out what to do.
He needs to focus fire that Immortal. Last time I don't think he did. There he goes, getting some shots off.
Oh no, the Immortal's going up too far, and the Marines are just going to be able to target it down. He did force all the tanks to run away, which might buy him enough time to actually clean up the Marines, but it doesn't look like it will be. The tanks are just going to be too much DPS for him to actually take out here. Destiny falls to EGAxslav. StrifeCro does defeat Minigun, so we're going to have Team EG fighting each other on the bottom here.
Yep, we got 4 Zealots versus, I'm going to guess 16 Lings. Cannot really tell.
Yep, he needs to be pulling those Zerglings away, though. This is... Oh, man, might not even matter. Looks like it's just enough Lings to be able to take over. StrifeCro wins the game. So StrifeCro winning another round. He is still in first with 43 points. You need 110 apparently to win this entire tournament.
It's quite a lot, but we'll see all the matchups with probably all the different unit compositions over here. We have 6 Stalkers versus, what is this, 5 Stalkers and 2 Zealots.
I'm looking at the right side. Thors versus Roaches. The Roaches are trying to target down the Thors. All of the Lings are getting roasted by those blue flame Hellions. The Thor doing a lot of damage here. The Hellions are almost the only thing left. There goes the last Thor. Are the Hellions going to be able to clean up the rest of the Roaches? They're being microed here by Minigun. And it's going to be incredibly close. A couple of the Roaches are very weak. They will die in one shot. But he's just not getting good engagements. Now 4 Roaches versus 3 Hellions. It looks like the Roaches will be the winner here. So Destiny did win versus EGAxslav, and we are going to see Destiny go on to the next round versus StrifeCro. He is playing with Zealots and Sentries versus 1 Infestor, Lings and Banelings over here. Oh, and he's clumping up everything. He's going to get fungled if he stays together like that, and he does get fungled. Now the Banelings are going to come in. Got to be able to connect. Some force fields. Oh, but just not enough. He didn't have enough to actually get everything, but it looks like the Zealots win anyways. He doesn't connect the right units with those Banelings. This is ridiculous to cast, by the way.
Yes, it is.
So over here on the right side, we'll look at Minigun versus Destiny, where it is going to be 2 Marauders and a Hellion versus 2 Stalkers, a Zealot, and 2 Probes. So he does need to come in here. He needs to get those Probes after the Marauders, just absorb some of the damage, let the Zealot do a lot of the work here. Looks like the Probes are going against the Hellion. The Hellion was working against the Zealot. The Marauders not really doing enough. They do snipe down that single Zealot. Oh, and they're trying to get the Stalkers. If they can't get both of the Stalkers, they would win. But nope, that's going to be it. Destiny does beat out Minigun. Over on the left side, it looks like we do have a Corruptor fighting 2 Mutalisks, and it looks like it's going to be close, but the Corruptor does go down to 2 Mutas. ZVZ in the middle. Destiny apparently changing his race up, which I didn't even know was possible on here. Oh no, he didn't change his race up. It's just creep everywhere. So Protoss with Colossi going against those Corruptors, and he has to fry all of those Hydras. They are the damage dealers here. The Zealots trying to get in there, and the Roach is trying to back up as much as possible to kill those Zealots before they engage versus the Colossi. The Corruptors not attacking as much as they need to be, but we do have EGAxslav starting to push up against the Colossi. The Stalkers just dealing with those Corruptors. The Corruptors do fall. 1 Colossus still alive, and a decent amount of the Roaches still alive. Still take down that Colossus. The Hydra's pushing up will be enough to finish off the Stalkers. EGAxslav will beat out Destiny.
Yeah, Destiny with a complete bad decision there. You want those units to actually target down the ground units. There's nothing else for the Corruptors to do except for die once you beat that. I just think that he's just a little bit inexperienced with Protoss there.
Looking at the left side, EGAxslav versus Destiny, we do have 1 Phoenix versus 3 Mutas. So this is just making sure you stay out of the attack range. EGAxslav has to make sure he gets a good engagement and doesn't just chase, because that's exactly what Destiny is going to want here. But Destiny might be getting a little too far in. He's already lost his shields. He's lost 20 of his health. And he's getting trapped along the edge of the map, which is exactly what... he's taking a little bit of extra damage by going too far out of the map, I think, too. EGAxslav trying to get up there, has not lost any of his mutas, but they are all significantly weaker. Destiny also has to take advantage of the fact that he does have recharging shields. Almost killing off one of the mutas. 2 of them in the low red now. Just a delicate dance between our 2 units here.
This is like watching 2 birds in like a mating dance.
Oh, and he's getting trapped on the edge of the map again, but he does squeak by, kills off one of the mutas. It looks like a second muta will go down, and the last muta shouldn't be enough to actually finish this off, and it looks like just a bad engagement there from EGAxslav. Destiny does take that win. The next round, we are going to have Minigun on the left side with 3 Marauders, Destiny on the right side with 2 Stalkers, a Zealot, and a Sentry. No energy on the Sentry, mind you, so it's only going to be for DPS here. So he is trying to move in here. It's all going to be up to Minigun. Oh, he snipes the Stalker right off the bat, trying to kill off the second Stalker because he can fight the other 2 units. running away the hurt Marauder while the Zealot did chase it there. But it looks like the other Marauder started to take significant damage. The Sentry actually goes after the hurt Marauder, trying to finish it off. And the Zealot is going to go down. It's just a Sentry versus a Marauder. It's going to be incredibly close once again. Neither unit with enough health. And the Marauder just barely wins. I couldn't even tell because they both exploded. But Minigun does take the win.
Sentry only for DPS. That's a good one.
So EGAxslav versus StrifeCro on the left side here. We'll be able to see which part of Team EG will advance on. Roaches and Lings versus Marauders and Hellions. The Hellions need to connect versus those Lings, and they're doing a decent job of that, but all of the Marauders going down. It looks like he does fry all of those Lings. Only one Roach remains. He needs to try to keep the Marauder alive as long as possible. The Hellions just simply cannot do enough damage, but it's going to be enough. EGAxslav will advance. He will be facing Minigun in the next round. I'll let you cast this one, since I'm pretty much doing it all.
We have our 4 Stalkers against 2 tanks and the Medevac. Again, some beautiful drop micro from Minigun, actually dodging some of those shots, it looks like. Just a repeated stop and drop micro. But is it going to be enough? EGAxslav.
Oh, it's enough.
Beautiful job. Again, Minigun has practiced that drop micro, I guess. Surviving with both tanks again with about a couple shots left on each.
So here on the right, EGAxslav versus Destiny. Now we have Ghosts going against Immortals.
Yeah, so he needs to land those EMPs, probably on the Sentries as well. Guardian Shield will reduce another 2 damage from that Hardened Shield, so it makes it only take 8 damage from those Marauders.
And here we go, EGAxslav just going for it. He gets an EMP off on most of the Sentries, so only a couple force fields go down. The Immortal's still with full health though. The Ghost immediately falls. The Medevac just running away, and the Stalkers will be able to take that out. And now the Bio should just fall under the pure DPS that Destiny has. Destiny will advance on versus StrifeCro.
A pretty convincing win there, even with the a little bit sloppy on those force fields. Now we have Destiny with 4 Colossus here against a pretty fearsome army from StrifeCro. Again, that Corruptor Roach Hydra mix.
We have the Corruptors running first.
Stop targeting the Corruptors. Ooh, bad force fields, trapping those Zealots, and they're taking a ton of damage here. And Destiny is starting to focus down some of those Corruptors. Not a very good idea. I think he's going to lose the Colossus anyway. And StrifeCro doing a nice job hiding those Zealots with his Roaches, spreading out the damage, trying to save his Hydras. But can he take down the Colossus? Yes, the last one falls, and now Hydra Roach is going to be completely decimate these Stalker forces from Destiny. Again, it comes down to you do not want to actually target down if you know that you're going to lose most of the units. So in a fair fight, essentially, you just want to go for the kill and leave the Corruptors alive.
Now we're going to be on the right side. Minigun versus Destiny. It's going to be pure Marine versus 2 Stalkers. So the Stalkers just need to keep their range advantage to win this. So it's all going to be pure micro for Destiny, and it's going to be good positioning for Minigun. He is trying to trap Destiny in a corner here. Destiny's starting to fall for it. And one of the Stalkers is going to fall. And the second Stalker will fall as well. Minigun doing the right thing and chasing him down. Minigun will fight against EGAxslav in the next round, where it is going to be EGAxslav with 2 Stalkers, 2 Probes, and a Zealot versus the 2 Marauder Hellion composition of Minigun. Once again, the Hellion here for the Probes and that Zealot, and the Marauders will be able to deal the damage they need versus the Stalkers. But the Hellion focusing the wrong unit. Just like that, Minigun just instantly dies.
Just gave up, I think. I think he typed whatever it is to kill yourself.
StrifeCro and Minigun, 1 point away from each other. StrifeCro with a small advantage at the moment. Look at EGAxslav versus Destiny on the left side, where it is going to be the tank micro here for EGAxslav, lifting those up, trying to avoid the shots. And Destiny just shooting down that Medevac right off the bat. But I don't think you can do that, because now the tank simply can win. That's it. EGAxslav versus Minigun in the next round. We are going to have Minigun splitting out his Marine Marauder forces, Medevac's in the middle to heal everything. Banelings in a nice little uniform circle for EGAxslav. Gonna roll in. Lings coming in first. The Banelings are connecting. A nice bungle on most of the units there, but is it gonna be enough? Those Infestors are dying and just a couple Lings left. Looks like the Marines and Marauders will clean up. Minigun takes the win. Minigun is now in the lead with 77 points versus the 63 of StrifeCro. 110 points to win. Minigun getting dangerously close. See, I act like I've done this before. So I'm on the right side here. We've got EGAxslav versus StrifeCro. Roaches versus Immortals, Stalkers, and Sentries. And it looks like the Roaches do get inside the force fields. Exactly what he wants to do. And he's just trapping most of the units. He's trying to focus down the Immortal. And, oh, he doesn't manage to do it. The Immortal got out of there. And now he's following it around. He's just taking too much DPS. Destiny lost his match versus Minigun. EGAxslav will continue on his side. So it is going to be Minigun versus EGAxslav in the next round. One Reaper is going to be fighting against 5 Lings. So it's once again just a matter of good positioning, and it's all micro for Minigun. But he's starting to get surrounded here. He's doing a nice job going in circles, trying to get those kills, and he will kill off those Zerglings.
So Minigun now at 92 points. Just a couple of rounds away from taking this thing.
We got Destiny on the left side here versus StrifeCro. It's one Stalker versus a lot of Lings, and Destiny is starting to get trapped. He almost got trapped by those Lings as they did run by. And I'm not sure if he does have Blink or not. He should have Blink, I would imagine, in this scenario, but he's not using it.
Doesn't look like it. I think he just needs to focus fire each one of those Lings. He's having a little bit of a difficult time doing it. He did focus fire just a couple of them, but he hasn't gotten a chance to regain those shields. I don't think he is going to go down. On the right side, neither player is actually engaged here because we do have 3 sieged tanks from Minigun. EGAxslav trying to decide how to engage. Splitting up those Marauders to take those damages. Very, very nice. Splitting those Marines even more. Trying to get into mid-range. Can he do it? And
nope, the tanks is going to be too much.
Too much.
So the next round, Minigun versus EGAxslav. It's going to be Marine Marauder, Medevac versus the typical Zergling, Baneling, Infestor. Just everything running in here. He's already split out. The Baneling's connecting versus everything in the middle there. There's a lot of Lings left. But did he do enough damage with those Banelings is the real question here. The Lings are not going to be enough, I think, to fight against this many units with this many Medevacs. Minigun does take the win and is getting 3 points away from the win. The next player closest up is StrifeCro with 68, Destiny in dead last with 30.
Destiny, I guess, cannot micro with Protoss yet.
Left side, we've got Minigun versus Destiny. It's pure Sentry versus a lot of Marines. So he's got to make good use of his force fields and get some decent damage. Can also maybe pop a Guardian Shield. No, he doesn't have enough energy yet. He'd have to save up a little more, which he's trying to do.
I think he's supposed to survive this with almost pure force field, actually. Although Guardian Shield would be nice. I think Minigun would probably just be able to retreat.
Yep, there he goes. Popping up the Guardian Shield. Minigun just decides to engage. Terrible force fields, just trapping the Marines in attack range. The Marines will win. Minigun has pretty much just won the tournament. He will go on to the next round, though, where it's going to be EGAxslav versus Minigun. Minigun on the right side here with those Marines and one Hellion versus a couple Lings and a Queen on the left side. No energy on the Queen, so we're not going to see individual transfusions on those Lings.
Minigun taking time out of this challenge to type that Destiny just sucked for Protoss. There we go, doing some nice Marine micro. Yeah, oh my goodness. Wow.
Oh, EGAxslav approached that correctly. He didn't really get a surround on those Marines. And Minigun does take the win. Minigun wins the entire micro tournament.
Yep, second place StrifeCro with 68 points, EGAxslav with 60, Destiny with what, 30 I think?
Yep, didn't exactly win a whole lot as Protoss. Maybe should have picked Zerg.